Good morning. 2 weeks left FF1 League. 2 weeks! And it's playoff time again. And I have a lot to say in this league's weekly review. Well, not a lot, just it's kind of funny. I want to start with Big Red because I just can't get. It was so funny. I'm watching the game and I'm like, man, the donkey won. Cardiac Kids is gonna win. I look like I'm gonna lose. And I need Big Red to lose because I'm tired of him saying he's got the best team in our division. He should just easily be in first place. And I'm like, all he has to do is lose, and he's knocked out of the playoffs pretty much. I think he is. Anyway, he was up by 3 points going into the Sunday night game, and he had the guys playing had LaShawn McCoy, that would be Dirty Sanchez, Matt Harper. Um, and Mike had Hakeem Nicks and Alex Henry, the kicker. And I'm like, oh crap. Eli Manning got the ball. I go, what if they get a touchdown? I go, he's up by 3, but if they get a touchdown, maybe they'll go into overtime and get some yards for McCoy, and just don't pass it to Hakeem Nicks. Well, he threw it to Victor Cruz. They're getting close to a touchdown. I'm like, oh come on. And then he fumbled the ball. Eli fumbled the ball and lost it. I'm like, ah crap. They're just gonna kneel it, run the clock out, and all that. I was like, man, if LaShawn McCoy could just bust one for when they're just gonna try to run the clock out, if he could just bust one for 100 yards, 80 yards, or whatever. And he did, and he busted it. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going! And when he hit 70 yards and he got knocked out of bounds, I was like, I don't care about the touchdown. That should be enough to beat him. I was in heaven. I was just laughing so hard, and I called him up, and he goes, "What?" And I go, "Oh, so you watched it?" That was the greatest funny feeling ever because he lost on that very last play of the game. And then me, I thought I was going to lose the Hawkeyes. I mean, I was up by only 6 points, but he had Wes Welker and Aaron Hernandez going against the Chiefs. Sure, I did have Dwayne Bowe and the Patriots defense, but I'm like, Bowe ain't gonna get nothing, and Hernandez and Welker will just eat it up. But somehow they shut Wes Welker down and pretty much Aaron Hernandez down. They just forgot about Rob Gronkowski, and they forgot how to tackle a running back. Anyway, Patriots defense did exactly what I figured they would do. They got me 22 points. Bo actually had a good game, and I won. So you're welcome, Bad Influence, who also I believe lost to Devils. So you still have your 1 game lead, and if you win out the last 2 games, but I think your last game of the year is against Hawkeyes. So that and Hawkeyes I think has the points over you easily. So if you lose to him and you end up tied, he'll win the division. But me and the Donkey are also tied for first. The only one the Donkey had an easy win, 153 to 113 over Biscuit Butt. But Biscuit Butt, he had everyone injured or on a bye this week. He had Colston on a bye. He had Mike Wallace on a bye. He had Peyton Hillis out. He had to play Jason Snelling. I mean, nothing he could do. There was nothing really out there. So his team was destined to lose. But the Doozies should have lost, and I'll tell you why. First of all, he had to play Kendall Hunter because 2 of his starting running backs are out. That's Darren McFadden and Ahmad Bradshaw. So he played Kendall Hunter. He could have played Mike Tolbert, but either one worked. Only got the same amount of points basically. Um, and then he played a kicker. I don't know why you didn't go out and just drop a kicker and pick up a different kicker. I guess you like John Casey that much. But anyway, the team you played, Pinky and the Brain, did you guys just not set your lineup, or were you like thinking Michael Jenkins for Minnesota is just going to have an awesome game against the Raiders, and Eric Decker with Tim Tebow who throws for what 8 completions each time he plays now? You thought he was going to do a lot because you do realize you had Deshaun Jackson who has struggled, but still it's Deshaun Jackson. You had him on the bench and Mike Williams from Tampa Bay on the bench, who sure he struggled too, but at least he's still averaging 10-15. So if you would have stuck with them, you would have won. You would have beat the Doozies. Instead, you didn't. You lost. And the Doozies only scored 84 points. He won, scoring 84 points. That's crazy. But with that win, the Doozies has clinched. Let me double check. I think he's clinched the number one seed. Let's see. Bad Influence, 7 wins. Yep. Doozies has clinched the number one seed. Well, no, I take that back. Technically, he hasn't. Because he's clinched the number one seed if he wins his division. Because the Devils is only 2 games back, and Devils has a higher point total. And if Devils ends up with 10 wins, and if Doozy loses both his last 2 games, then they're tied, and more than likely Devils will win the number one seed. So basically, Doozy's has clinched a number one seed or a number 4 seed, and Devils has probably going to get a number 1 or 4 seed, depending on where they finish. But so anyway, Devils and Doozies can pretty much know they're going to be a 1 or a 4. And then Bad Influence hasn't clinched yet because Hawkeyes is right behind him and he owns the points there. They're 7-5 and 6-6. Donkey and me are tied for first still at 7-5, but Donkey has well over 100 more points than I do, so he'll hold the tiebreaker. And Cardiac Kids is trying to make a run right now. Trying to make a run. And he can. He could easily win the next 2 games. I could easily lose the next 2. He'll be tied with me, but he'll own the tiebreaker, and I'll be toilet bound. And then, but Donkey, let's see, either me or Donkey have clinched the division because me and the Donkey play each other on, I think, the last week of the season. So one of us will have 8 wins. So that's guaranteed that one of us is going to win the division. It's who? Me or him. So hopefully it's me, but who knows. And then also if he wins this week and I lose, whatever. You know the whole scenario. I know I forgot somebody that the Devils beat Bad Influence. Tom Brady had a so-so game. He looked like he was going to be on fire for in the second half, and then he cooled off again. Um, Talked about the Donkey, Cardiac Kids. Oh yeah, Cardiac Kids. I didn't talk about you much because your team is awesome, but you played a team that started Greg Lumpkin and Jason Avant and Earl Bennett and Titus Young. So not much to talk about. Oh, and Tim Tebow is a quarterback. So I mean, you should have won, right? um, and you did. And the Doozies, the Devils beat Bad Influence with a close game. Not really. It was an 18-point game, 17-point game. All right. So anyway, there's 2 games left till playoff time. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Don't forget, any player you add, you have to start this for at least the first week you get them. That is in effect as of now. So, you add a player, start them. So that means you cannot add 2 quarterbacks. That's an illegal move right now. You can only add as many players as you can start. So you only have 1 quarterback, you can only add 3 running backs, so forth. 1 defense, 1 kicker. And then also the players that anyone drops is gone from everybody for the rest of the year. So look at that, 9 minutes. Piece of cake. How about them Chiefs, by the way? They looked good for that first half. Well, their defense looked good. The offense struggled. I knew it was just a matter of time. But, oh my gosh. When I heard the spread was only 16.5 points, and everyone, Jack Harry on 41 was like, I can't believe this. A 16.5 point spread. I was like, dude, that's not enough. I was like, bet the house on the Patriots. Patriots are probably going to win by 25 is what I said. and they ended up winning by like what 30? What was it? 30, wasn't it? 30 or something like that. Maybe 35. Anyhow, I would have won so much money. So I would have won my house. That's all. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say before I say Happy Thanksgiving. Oh crap! I just said Happy Thanksgiving. Nope, that's it. Have a good Thanksgiving, everyone.